Hello, everybody. I'm your host for today, as always, Liam Cross, joined by my co-host Ken. We are at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, the Jeddah Corniche circuit, for round 14 of F4's 7th championship. We have 18 drivers today, and we have a possible championship winning race. If things go well for the man in green, Laxa, he's 72 points. And I must remind you, if you were watching the Belgian Grand Prix, at one point, Mentelson, who won the race, provisionally as we all saw, crossed the pit lane white line. This incident was reported by Laxa, and the stewards have found Mentelson at fault. So, after a 5-second penalty, Laxa is now actually your race winner for the Belgian Grand Prix. And what that means for the championship is that Laxa now has 209 points, meanwhile Mentelson in second has 137. That is an interim gap of 72 points. And after today, if Laxa can get 81 points, or, more than 81 points ahead of Mentelson in the championship, Laxa will be crowned world champion. It might not happen today. Laxa initially wasn't racing, but he's decided he's going to race today, and we're going to see if he can wrap up this championship with 3 races to go, which would be quite incredible. Last year it was down to the wire, and Murphy, unfortunately, trying to learn traction control, semi-bottled the championship, but that's beside the point. Ken, what do you think about the track?
I think it's pretty nice to drive. Like the first sector, I think, like in my opinion, first sector is pretty sick one because if you nail it, it feels so good. And yeah, last 2 sectors are pretty much like full throttle straight line. But yeah, I think in qualifying this track is pretty awesome, but the race can be pretty frustrating at the moment because the DRS trains are thing in this game. But yeah,
Yes, if you're not aware, Ken had the fortune of racing this track. Oh, I'm sorry, Sweet Blue's actually getting in the way of his teammate there. But Ken had the fortune of racing this track at the World Online Racing Championships just a week or 2 ago. And watching that race, even though there wasn't too many people that turned up, actually no, not the WR, an unidentified league. Sorry, how dare I? It's just watching it as Alex Gieska's pole with a 129 flat on the mediums. The DRS trains are huge. They really have an effect on this circuit. With so many straights, 3 DRS zones. If you can stay within a second of someone, they will drag you along. It doesn't really matter how fast you are. You can save ERS as well, and for the race, yeah, you can just fly past. Yeah, obviously, I think Lax is coming back into the pit lane. Yep, that lap obviously not working out for him as well. I need to check quickly what Luke, one of our lovely admins,
ooh,
or what have you seen? Oh my, wow,
Luna set quite a fast lap.
incredible that time. You let me know as I try and find this out, who's setting the lap and all of that.
Yeah, well, Mendelson is approaching the final corner, hitting apex nicely and opening DRS right now and taking the shortest line to the finish line, and it's 128.3, which put he in P3, no P2 right now.
Lovely stuff from him.
as I think Ano is the next guy who's gonna finish his first lap in qualifying, and he gets to P7
Ah,
with 129.6.
interesting.
Uh, and Black Wolf is, I think, only one who's at fast lap right now.
Yeah, on ex Fifiko is starting his lap right now. Just to clarify about the pit lane as we follow Luno coming into the pits. From what I can gather, because Luke has provided a few videos of the correct pit entry, the correct pit exit. The pit exit, quite easy. Just stay in your little lane. Yes, we certainly hope so, Swiss. We hope Mendelsohn can take this championship to Singapore. But for the pit entry, it seems more like that. As you see, Freeze going very slowly. At the very least, keep most of your car within the white lines. The Saudi pit lane, it's very tight. It's very slow. From what I can gather, a genuine attempt to stay within the white lines is acceptable. Luno, both tyres went past the white line. I don't believe that would be acceptable for the race. Obviously, for qualifying, who cares? It will be very hard to manage. Something I noticed while Anno's coming in, and you can see people are going very slowly. They don't want to cross that white line. I noticed with Anno's lap time, Ken, that he ran out of ERS before the finish line.
Yeah.
This track, so many straights, it's very demanding on the car, and I find it quite an interesting strategy battle as Fifiko goes P5 and suffers the same fate. That you're gonna find cars maybe possibly trying to save ERS throughout the lap. I know turn one. Oh, what are you saying?
Oh, Strong started his lap, and I think at the second corner he's backhand stepped out quite a bit. So what you were saying? Or
so it's just that it does seem that even within qualifying, you will have to deploy a strategy in order to get the best out of these cars, which would be quite fascinating to see. Doesn't really happen at many tracks, besides maybe Portugal, where you have to save ERS. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what's going on there. I don't know. Do you want to give a lap rundown for Spider, Ken? Maybe.
Yeah. Hang on. Where's the Spiders? Yeah. So starting to lap, the first two corners are. That's not the ideal line, but yeah, that's the first few corners. I don't really remember corner names, but onto this one to fourth gear would have been a little bit more cut, but it's still good, and this is my favorite part of the circuit. If you nail it, this is so satisfying, going pretty nicely for Spider, opening the first DRS zone if you want to say it, and down this corner, fourth gear I think, yeah, close to the curb and wide exit, full on throttle, and the next corner is pretty problematic maybe if you cut it, but Spider take is quite well and doesn't hit the wall. Now it's only about your straight line speed and aerodynamics, and that's second sector done, and this fast corner also going pretty nicely, opening second DRS straight, and you should be as close as possible at the left hand side, and the last corner for the Spider is taking third gear, and on the start finish straight, opening third DRS close to the finish line, and you get speed 4, which is quite good.
Very nice lap.
1:28.8.
Yeah, very nice lap for Spider. Still 1.3 seconds off of Luno's time, who's just in a world of his own currently.
Yeah.
How to set that lap time, I won't not know. Alex Yeast coming around front corner now. Initially set a lap time on mediums, and he goes a second quicker, puts him up into P3 on the softs.
And
okay.
Laksa is right now in P2.
Oh
I
yes.
just said that.
So he has managed to set a good lap time. This is truly a track for daredevils. The faster you go, the more likely it is that you're going to crash. So what Darrell Whiffen just did there, I'm not sure if that will be reportable because it was a genuine attempt. But who knows? We don't want to see a championship decided on going into pit lane or not. But it will be interesting to see how people take it. I wanted to read Luke's official statement, actually. For anyone watching, this will be very important to know. Pit lane for Saudi Arabia will be monitored since you will have offenders crossing over the white line. You must stay within the white lines on the left side on entry to the pit lane. On the left side of entry to the pit lane. So, while on circuit you have to stay within the white lines, that makes it sound like within the actual pit lane itself there is more leniency. The shoulds, obviously, we'll discuss that in further detail, but the correct pit entry does show there. So, hope that's for everyone there. No darting moves such as what Mendelson and Yeast did 2 weeks ago. Yes, I think there's some people that genuinely wouldn't be able to get into that pit lane legally, no matter how hard they tried. I've already went through the championship battle, but it's worth noticing that while Mendelson can keep the championship battle going to Singapore, he has to worry about a few drivers behind him, namely Black Wolf, 12 points behind, Yeast, 22 points behind, and Anno, 29 points behind. And also, Stoken, not racing today, but very fast on his day, could make some impacts on the top 5. I'll be interested to see. Is anyone on a lap currently? I believe Team Laces. Oh no.
Mendelson has started his lap. It's the first few corners right now.
Oh. He's flying. The turn 4 is one amazing corner if you can get the slingshot right, but no, he doesn't. Mendelson does not. He invalidates his lap, pulls out instantly. Now it's best to save ERS, get out of the way of cars behind, and go for another time because he might not have enough time to pit. Actually, he's cutting the track quite significantly, but yeah. So obviously not how he wanted that to go. But Fifico. Or I'm going to say Fifkio, just sounds nicer. Is on a lap right now, flying through, and 5 tenths up in his previous time. That might be putting him into P6, possibly. Yeah, activate the DRS coming down the final straight. Obviously, this corner was made iconic by Max Verstappen crashing into it. Although in real life it had been widened for the 2022 calendar. What's the time going to be for him? It's looking a lot better. It's going to be P6 actually, 128.3, 5 tenths in front of Spiner. Quite a significant gulf in pace between the top 5 and the guys below, or the top 6 and the guys below, which is quite incredible. 5 and also Dylan Holst doing a good show. Actually. But what's it going to be for Black Wolf? Runs out of ERS quite early, and he's going to only go P11 on 29.2. That's not what he wants to see. He'll have to save ERS if he's got any chance of another lap, but I doubt it. The fuel is not blinking though, so he might have enough time for 2 more laps. He might have been smart about conserving his energy here. Is anything else going on, Ken?
Mendelson is up his time by 1.5 tenths in the first sector.
Beautiful stuff.
That was lovely. Lovely corner for Mendelson.
We got a yellow flag ahead for a slowing car. Ooh. hug the wall.
Oh no.
Oh, I
Not
think that would
ideal,
be
no.
no, not ideal, but I think it would be okay. Not too
Oh,
much
but
earlier.
he
Wow.
ran battery quite early.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's only a tenth up, so the best Mendelssohn will be starting today is P5. He has run out of fuel, will not have enough time to do another lap.
and
Um,
Luna has invalidated his lap on the first two corners.
oh, but
And
is he still going for it? The ERS doesn't appear to be dwindling much. I believe he's not going to improve.
Yeast has invalidated his lap on
Aye,
the
aye,
first sector.
aye. But Use is now saving the ERS,
Yeah,
getting
and
ready
I
to
think,
go again, which is very important.
but Luna, I think he is also saving. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's just the ERS doesn't appear to be conserving for him quite as well as it is for Yeast. A few cars behind. I don't believe any of them are on laps, so
Yeah, I think.
no issue.
Yeah, nobody's on the lap. But at that year's thing, what you it said that some people run it out quite quickly after.
Yeah.
Like I think it's about your wings because if I say this correctly, like more swings you have, more like ERS you can save. But
Ah.
like if you have more downforce, like higher wings, uh, your car can go faster in some corners and you don't have to brake as much,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't recover ears as much. So I think that might be, I'm not quite sure, but what I have like learned about setups, I think that's one thing what can cause that. But yeah,
Yeah. Fair enough. Beautiful.
and Luna gets the first two corners now quite
Yeah.
nicely. Oh, a little bit. Oh,
Oh.
oh.
Luna's lost it. Will we have enough time to set another lap? I don't
Uh,
believe so.
yeah,
The yellow flag, really annoying. No, he will not have enough time. And
uh,
Yeast has spinned it,
yeah.
deliberately crashing his front wing now. It's the
But
anger from
Lux,
both of them. Not entirely sure what happened there.
yeah, and Lux started his last lap.
Yeah. Nestek flying through as well. From considering he's from F5, some rapid pace, as Geodude mentioned in the comment section. Oh, but it does invalidate his lap time. No improvements coming there. Mendelson, I was completely lost fuel, so he will not be
Oh,
improving. So the man on a mission is Laxa now.
it's going pretty nicely. No, oh, that was
Oh.
quite near of invalidation, and he's faster by 700s on the first sector.
Yeah, purple sector for
Take,
him.
oh, a bit tap on the wall, but I think he's quite okay with it. On the next
Okay.
corner, very lovely.
Oh,
And
invalidation.
invalidation.
And Ram
And
Schranger actually going
ooh,
P3. Wow, what a lap time from him. Nestek can't improve. I'm trying to see who's coming through now. Spider, can Spider improve? Actually, no, he can't. Very close lap time. Then we have the Haas of Dylan Holst, can't improve. And I'm trying to see.
Seat Plus, I think he was improving a little bit, but not too much.
Darrow
Let's
Whiffen
see.
was a second up on the first sector, but it's went all wrong for him. And what can Laxa do? Doesn't. Yeah, I forgot he invalidated, doesn't he? Duh.
And Sweet Plus is still P15, and
Yeah.
Jakobsen isn't improving, so I
No,
think
yeah.
that's qualifying over.
That is qualifying over. The top five, well, the top seven in a league of their own, really. Nestek, a surprise up there. Fifico doing very good, well. But Luno, Laxa, Stranga, Yeast, Nestek, Mendelssohn, and Fifico, they will be a fantastic battle, I imagine. And that is one less point Laxa can gain in a championship fight. So, uh, what am I saying? No, that's too confusing. That's way too confusing. Um, Actually, no. Or is it too confusing? Yeah, it's way too. What am I? Well, I am clearly confused. So it clearly is confusing. But Luno will start on pole, followed by Laxon on the first row of the grid. Stranger and Yeast make up the second row. And where did the clock? Okay, so just to fill you in, after the game rudely interrupted me, but Luno will be starting on pole, so it's an extra point for him, with Laxon in the first row of the grid. Stranger and Yeast make up the second row, with Nestek and Mendelssohn just behind, and then there's Fifico, followed by Anno for the fourth row. Spider and Simulace make up the final top 10 runners who have to start on the softs, followed by Dylan Holst, Black Wolf, Boyman, Donardo Julio, Sweet Blues, Freeze, Jakobsen, and in last place, Darren Whiffen. You can already see people on different tyres. Black Wolf, Jakobsen, and Darren Whiffen are on the mediums. Well, everyone else is on the softs. Tyre wear, not too heavy at this track, so it will be quite interesting to see when people appear. Will there be safety cars? Of course there will be safety cars. This is a track that if you give your all to it, it hates you, it despises you. So expect a lot of front wings gone. Maybe not crashes, but I would expect 2 or 3 safety cars, and quite a lot of mad dashes to the line. Yeah. Do you have a prediction for who will win today?
Oh, that's quite interesting. Let's just say, hmm, uh, 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 yeah, I don't know.
Luno.
Yep.
Mm.
But about Taiwan, I did like last night. I did 50% race in Saudi Arabia, and Taiwan at the end of the lap 14 was like 35% on mediums. So it's not. This is not really hard track for tires. So yeah. So I think like if there's airline safety car, you should put mediums and try to run it as far as you can. And yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. You have to manage your tyres as you always do, but
Yeah.
this track is rather forgiving. The hards, I don't expect to see either.
Yeah, no. Absolutely no.
No. But we are on the grid. 5 lights, ready to go out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and away we go. Luno looks to have got quite a good start, but Laxa will have the inside line. Will he die from it? No, he doesn't. And actually, Ram Stranger around the outside into P2. Laxa's securing P3 is Yeast going down the slot, I believe. No. Stranger just with a very nice start there to the race, and as I open up the positionings now. Black Wolf with a terrible start on those mediums, but not much you can do about that. Trying to see Bentelson, Fishko, Nestek keeping order. Same with Spider. Tim Lace gained a position as Darrell Whiffen overtakes Jakobsen. I don't believe anyone's battling too hard right now. Although Freeze is
really.
losing Black Wolf.
Black Wolf
Oh,
and Dananda Julia are side by side.
oh, a lovely battle from the teammates. Who's going to get the better of it? It looks like Donado, and yes, he does, and gets to the corner first. Quite an easy move in the end. Looking around, is anyone else going for an overtake currently? No, I do not believe so. But
I think Jakobsen overtook Reese
yes,
at
yes.
some point.
Well, Freeze managed to lose positions to Whiffen and Jakobsen, so a terrible start for him. We got a yellow flag. And it's Black Wolf.
Black Wolf and Lux is going down to inside in the last corner.
Oh,
For
very
P2
audacious
plays
move.
and gets
Carry
it
on.
done, and I think Yeast is also trying to overtake Stranger. Yeah, side by side.
Oh,
And I think it's moved on. Yeah. Oh.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, I expect a lot more battles such as this. Oh,
And Dananda Julia and Reese are on the pitch.
there's time penalty for Tim Lace for corner cutting, as Anno and Boyman have got past him now. And the F5 guy is doing really well so far. Really nice to see. But Freeze and Donado Gilio. Possibly Black Wolf spun because of contact with Donado. I'm entirely sure. Donado's pitting onto another set of softs though, so he will have to pit again in this race. Freeze going onto the mediums, so he can maybe go to the end. It's definitely a shout. I'm not seeing any battling currently. I don't know about you, but Luno is not breaking away, which is important for the DRS battle that's going to come the lap after this.
Yeah, I think it's quite hard task to like get the gap, but Lux is very close. I don't know. I think he's going for overtake.
Might go for the overtake already, which would be really quite a surprise.
Oh, that's close enough.
Ooh. Oh. It's going to the outside now. I imagine some ERS deployment will be there. It'll be used as Lax actually cuts to the inside. Oh, beautiful dive bomb by Yeast. Squeezes Laxer out. Luno has to concede. Big crash. Stranger into the wall. No front wing for him. Just appears to have lost traction. Might have made contact with Nestek or Luno there. But Luno into P4 was a terrible straight for him.
I'm not quite sure if some of Ferraris did get also damage. I'm not quite sure.
I'm not seeing any damage, but it's certainly possible. As now Mendelsohn gets past Luno as well, and Fifico as well, so maybe Luno does have damage, nearly squeezing Fifico into the wall. That turning radius, yeah, Luno's got some damage, going way too slow now. And that means Laxa in the lead of the race, possibly because of Yeast's move. I doubt it, but it's certainly possible. And Yeast now just waiting behind. Yeast with 60% ER, 70% ERS deployment. Laxa on 50, and Yeast now not having to use much ERS. The DRS is so powerful at this track, you can kind of relax as Tim Lace goes for a move on Boyman. Side by side.
Danado Julio is out of the race.
Oh, okay, DNF, where did he crash? Well, it might have been a retirement on track. It's not a normal place to crash. Sweet Blue's going around the outside of Tim Lace into the final corner.
Yes, is overtaking Laxa at the main straight.
Luno is into the pit lane. I imagine he's pitting for mediums as Donado leaves the session. Sweet Blues using that DRS to full effect, getting past Boyman, and massive dive bomb into turn one. And does Tim Lace dirty. Incredible move. Boyman considering a move on Tim Lace, but in set to one is really a one lane track. But he still goes for it though, and it really slows Tim Lace down. Sweet Blue's allowed to get away now, and Boyman, if he's working with Sweet Blue's good then. Wow, the dirty air really hurting Boyman. Possibly damage because that looked incredibly slow. But yeah, so Luno's disappearance and Stranger's crash have kind of built a gap from the top three to Mendelsohn in P4. As it stands, this would not be enough for Laxa to win the championship. Naxa would need 9 or 10 points. And currently he's only gaining 6 on Mendelsohn, so as of right now, the championship battle will go to Singapore, which would be great to see. Yeast not getting the benefit of DRS there, and yeah, ooh, it looks to me that they were going quite slowly, trying to all get DRS, and Lax has been the one to lose out here. Saving a bit of DRS, but Yeast is going to fly past the outside. And is Nesset going to go for a move, or is he seeing that dive bombs aren't the smartest thing here? Yeah, he's worked that out. And now he's just coasting.
And okay, so Sweet Blues is boxing.
And so's Boyman. Very early pit stops for them. I'd be interested to see if they have damage. Yeah, damage for Sweet Blues.
I think.
And damage for Boyman.
Yeah.
So that's really unfortunate for them. I'm not sure where the damage came from, but it's happened. As Luno's in P12 and the mediums now, just kind of, he's got to think about his own race. And this battle between Yeast and Laxo is going to be fascinating. They're both saving ERS. They know how quick they are. As Laxo goes very wide there. Slight contact with the wall. I wonder if that caused damage. The slightest of taps can cause damage around this track, especially when there's so many walls. You really don't get any space to breathe.
Yeah, but I just was race director, and Eustace has already one warning, Lax has none.
Ah. So. Okay. Lax are deliberately not using the DRS. Ooh. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. But Lax yeah, using that DRS now. But he's using a lot of ERS, and the overtake doesn't look likely going into turn 1. Is he going to go for it? No. Definitely thinks better of it as Spider shoots past Fifico. Fantastic move from him. Fantastic race from Spider. Someone that.
And Strong is overtaking Sweet Blues at the back straight.
Yeah. Who have to use the ERS to good effect. There's Lunaset's fastest lap time on mediums. Has Strang built enough of a gap to get past Sweet Blues? I believe so. I can't see Sweet Blues coming back. And on those mediums, it might not be the smartest move for him. It might be better to get the DRS from the soft runner and fly ahead that way. So yeah, so field quite spread out already just because of the damage. Mendelsohn in his own world. But doesn't mean he's out of it. Just a few more battles with the guys up ahead. And they should slow each other down. You can see he's only 4 seconds behind East in first. And qualifying indicates that he's not too slow. Yeast still not using much of that ERS. He is pushing a slight bit. And Laxa's going to go for the move. But we all know with the double dip DRS, Yeast is going to get the DRS and go back past. It's very hard to... While overtaking is easy, it's very hard to defend your position. Very hard to sustain an overtake. Yeast using a lot of ERS, looking for the overtake. Yeah, he's going to go back past into turn 1. Some fantastic battles right now. And Nestek is just relaxing. 90% ERS for Nestek. The F5 driver with a very cool head, very calm and composed. Just letting these two battle it out while he relaxes in the DRS. And Mendelsohn are slightly slowing down. I think these guys, this shows also just how powerful the DRS is. Mendelssohn's stuck in his own little world and can't really get going. And Spider, incredibly rapid today. This is very unlike him. Did you spot anything?
Not really, but Nestek has dropped DRS from Laxon.
Yellow flag?
Jakobsen has retired.
Oh yeah, done a Mick Schumacher and safety car. Full course safety car. 16 runners still in this Grand Prix. And do you expect to see everyone pitting now?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I would pit at the mediums at the end, if there's no more safety cars.
Yeah, I think that's quite a simple strategy to do. Freeze pitting. Freeze in danger of being lapped if the guys don't pit. Yeast comes into the pit lane, so does Laxa, so does Nestek. Oh yeah, good pitch lane entries. Oh, Mendelson going a bit deep.
Yeah.
But again, a genuine attempt.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeast's pit crew was quite slow and Laxa is now leading. I don't know what happened here. Like, I don't know, they like weighted him.
Front
Like
wing damage?
No, I think there was.
Oh, because of Freeze. Bastian
Yeah.
was ahead, wasn't he?
Oh, because hang on. Yeah, his pit stop was 6.5 seconds.
So Freeze had damage, I'm guessing. And then, that's so
Yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah. Oh.
Let me just confirm that. When Freeze pit. Yeah, Freeze had to change his front wing, and then Yeast had come in. He's got stuck behind, and great teamwork there, guys. No, nothing Yeast can do really, but
Yeah.
you'd...
Oh.
What is going on in front? Spider
T-
opting for the hard tires, the same with Tim Lace.
Oh. I'm not.
I'm not too sure about that.
Interesting, I would say.
Yeah. This does put Luno back in the fight though. If there is another safety car, those tyres might not get to the end or be fresh at the end of the race, those mediums. But if there's another safety car, Luno is now at least back at the front. He will need to overtake Nestek. I know it's teammates, but Nestek is a reserve, and Luno has to get priority in the pit lane if he wants to win this race. Let's see, Daryl Whiffen pitting on for the softs now, and Freeze as well. That's not a sustainable strategy. But with the safety cars, I think that's actually quite intelligent, as he pitted on the mediums.
Like, didn't Daryl Whiffen started on the mediums?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, last night I think I did something like, 11 laps on the softs, and I think they were under 40%. So, yeah.
I think he could go to the end.
Yeah, but I think at the end it might be a little bit tough. But
yeah,
I think it's doable.
I think also with the strategy, the main thing about the strategy is that obviously he could have pitted onto hards, but the mediums he can't pit onto another set of mediums, and he might be thinking, and I know Daryl listens to the stream, so this is not meant to be advice, but what I would do, at least, of what I've considered, is the fact that if there is another safety car, Daryl can go back onto the softs again. And he's going to make overtakes, maybe hurled back by Stranger. Oh, we got... hang on.
Nestek pushed.
Nestek has spun under the safety car, and when I mentioned Luno needing to get past him, I imagine that's not the way we'd imagined. That's so unfortunate for Nestek, but he's now P15, those mediums slightly hotter than you'd like, with slightly more wear. That is really unfortunate for the man in red. But for Luno, that is fantastic news. If Luno can get past Spider instantly on those slower hards, Luno is well and truly back in this fight for the race win. And Black Wolf somehow P6 after pitting on the first lap. Just what Luno does, just what he does. No, Black Wolf didn't pit, did he? He just spun. My apologies. He spun on Donardo's car.
Yeah. Black Wolf is only one who hasn't stopped it. So, yeah. Oh, that was, I think, pretty like late call for safety car in this lap, but yeah.
They're waiting for Freeze to catch the pack, which he has now done. But safety car will be coming in this lap. Donardo has been asked to provide permission, provide footage of his retirement to see if he retired on track or not by the shirts. But Laxa swerving. When is he going to go? Very late. Very late. He's going to take it all the way to the safety car line, and now he goes. And what a fantastic restart from him. He's caught Yeast sleeping. And Spider going to go around the outside of Mendelson, maybe. Can he do it? Can he do it? Those hards not quite working as intended, and he's got the overtake. Spider very slow into that corner. Now Luno will be stuck behind him for this sector. How much damage will this do for his race-winning chances? Ooh. Quite a lot, actually. Well, I think that might have just been Luno getting a bit stuck. Finally managed to gap Blackwall flow, and you can already see the pace is there. But he's already a second and a half away from Mendelson. He really needs to get going. Cannot afford being that as Tim Lace overtakes Fifico around the inside with the large bend. Beautiful stuff. Oh, but Fifico comes back at him. Very aggressive driving. Oh. Okay, Tim Lace is now going to get the slipstream all the way to the end of the lap. Unless Ramstranga... Yeah, Ramstranga actually is just... What a rapid overtake by him. And now Darrell Whiffen looking to overtake Tim Lace as well. Fantastic restart by Darrell Whiffen now. Already we're nearly into the top 10. Luno, yeah, finally getting that overtake done on Spider. Down the inside. Spider might go for another crack at it at the end of this straight, but I doubt it. Luno running out of ERS though is not going to help him. And Spider is going to go for it. And he's already got it really, but Luno needs to dive it. He needs to just get Spider out of the way now. And yeah, okay, he's done it finally. All side by side go Darrell Whiffen and Tim Lace, but Darrell Whiffen gets the exit needed on those new softs. And Stranger gets past for Fifico. Now on the back end of Blackwall and Anno. Anno got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane before he was in the pit lane, by the way. Which really confuses me, yeah. He got the penalty, and I looked at his POV, and he was just entering. So, I don't really understand that, but Nestex had to pit, and his car's disappeared. Where is he?
P60. I think he might have...
Okay, he's back, he's back.
He had front wing damage, so...
Yeah. And Laxa... I think Laxa's actually got out of the DRS. Oh, okay, yeah. He's nearly spinning. Okay, so currently, Laxa would be champion by a mere point. That'd be really quite incredible. Nearly touches the wall. He's using all of that ERS though. Yeast not using quite as much as Fifico gets past Black Wolf. And Darrell Whiffen now interested in the overtake. Yeah, so this is the lap Yeast has to push now. Unless he is faster in the second sector. Oh. Terrible corner there, and he's lost a couple of attempts as Darrell Whiffen gets past Black Wolf. What am I saying here? Yeah, Yeast falling off now. And this could be Laxa's path to domination.
Spider's time penalty.
Huge. Still a fantastic race for Spider though, to be fair. I'm trying to think what was his best position of the year so far.
Boyman overtakes Tim Lace, but Tim Lace is going to do switch around. And they are not side by side anymore. Boyman past him.
Yeah, those hards really struggling to grip up.
Another Haas lost is going side by side with Black Wolf, but is overtaking him up to P10.
Beautiful.
And Stranga is quite close on Anno, but Anno has also DRS and closing Spider quite rapidly.
I will say, just say quickly, so going back, yeah, easy overtake from Black Wolf. Spider is actually yet to score a point. So if all 10 of those points were to come from here, I recorrect 8 as Anno flies past. And Stranger on those softs looking feisty. Possibly wants to go for a move now. Those hards still not gripping up. Quite before, and wow, going into turn 4 side by side. You do not do that usually. But Stranger commits to it, and that's a fantastic overtake from him. And Spider, yeah. Not much you can do, but still a fantastic race from him so far. That time penalty might take him to P10 now. And as Lace gets his second time penalty of the evening. And yeah, clearly struggling. These hard tyres have not been the way forward at all. Sweet Blue's just a pit as well, just only just noticed that, so he must have had front wing damage. Unfortunate. And yeah, now it's looking a rather bit dull at the front. 2 seconds between first and second, and second and third.
And Stranger is quite close and might be not going to overtake. I know. Yeah, he's waiting for a second DRS straight.
Yeah. It should be quite an easy move now. Those softs needs to make the move now, because Anno will come back at him at the end of the race. Yeah, down the inside, later on the brakes, and then the corner just naturally gives up. Oh, nearly contact, but it's all okay.
Yeah.
Jakobsen has left the session. Thank you for coming. Yeah, so now Anna with another time penalty, I believe. I believe that's his 6th. On cut warning.
No, Anno has now 8 time penalties, so that was
yes, sorry, the 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, yeah. So the next time he pits, he will have to serve that 5-second time penalty, or it'll be added at the end of the race. As Boyman dives up the inside of Black Wolf and gets into P11. And Freeze looking to do the same soon. 3-second time penalty for Yeast, and Freeze has made a very quick overtake on Black Wolf. But that has decimated Yeast's chances of winning this race, and it's kind of... Actually, that will say, if Mendelson was to get P2, championship battle continues. The fastest lap for Laxo is needed. Because it's 7 point... No, actually, no.
And the Spider overtakes Anno.
And Stranger is in the pit lane for a set of medium tyres. Surprised not soft, considering he's already done 2 stints. No, yeah, sorry, he needed to go to mediums actually. What am I talking about? But yeah, so that's Stranger. Not committed to the safety car anymore. And it does seem like everything's calmed down quite quickly. Could you check how many time penalties Laxa has, please?
You mean track limit warnings?
Huh?
You said how many penalties Laxa do you have? You mean like...
Yes, corner cut warnings, sorry.
None. Did you hear?
Say one more time, please.
He has none.
None?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, okay, we've got a dream for a miracle here. Mendelssohn's now out the 3-second time penalty radius of Yeast, so as of now, again, the championship will be won today. And Black Wolf gets past Freeze again. No softs, maybe dropping off now for Freeze. As Luno is actually overtaking Mendelssohn. And I didn't notice that Mendelssohn's in a battle. Very easy set for Luno. and Spider losing more
Oh.
positions. Ooh. Time penalty there, and Freeze and Blackwolf are in the pit lane. I wonder if they both got damage while battling. Not for Blackwolf. What about Freeze? Yeah, Freeze has damage, front wing damage. Very unfortunate for him. And now, yeah, this is really not helping Mendelsohn at all here. Laxa provisionally is our F4 world champion. He will be receiving the privated Ero winners medal, the trophy to come with it as well. This is huge. This is a huge race. Let me see what's going on with the rest of the field. I'm not seeing much in the way of overtaking opportunities. Dylan House is very close to Lano, however. Not seen much of Dylan all race, in all honesty, but he somehow pulled this out of the bag, one of the F5 drivers. Not using the ERS, saving it, ready for this straight. Is he going to power pass now? Yep, ERS to the blast, full to the wall. Down the inside he goes. Very, very easy move, done before the braking zone. Yeah, and he just consolidates the position. Spider's hards. We might be getting a bit quicker now as Darryl Whiffen has now hit onto the down side of softs. Didn't believe. Safety car would be coming out. And now he's going to just push again. There's always a chance that these other guys could end up crashing and him gaining enough time to catch back up or overtake in the safety car window. Yeah. And Yeast is actually catching Laxa now. Oh, Yeast has lost control of the car as I say that. Like I've said, Luna and Mendelsohn are really slowing each other down now. This is not what we need for the championship fight.
And I'm not quite sure, but I think Anna has dropped the rest zone off, and Spider isn't using his DRS on the back straight.
Well, I know he's using all of the ERS he has. He really does not have much. And Spider should be able to go for quite an easy overtake now, as Mendelsohn gets back past Luna in the battle for P3. And Anno actually in the pit lane. Wow, I didn't expect to see that, but Anno pitting for what I expected instead of softs. Yes. And he's got to serve that 5-second time penalty, which really ruins his race. And Darrowfin, yeah, overtakes Anno. Just on that pit stop, and we're within just in a time trial race now for the final few laps, trying to see if he can catch up to Tim Lace. He's already overtaken Tim Lace because of penalties, but you know, you have Stranger, Boeman in front, possibly something could happen. I'm very surprised, Ken, that there's not been many crashes at all.
Yeah. But
even in Sector 1, where it's quite easy to lose the car, as Laxa, a lapse of concentration then, and I think he might have actually touched that wall. It might just be his internet, but for me it did very much look like he'd hit the wall, but he doesn't appear to be slowing down, so no, I think he should be fine. Mendelsohn and Luno are now 8 seconds behind Yeast and Laxa. How has that happened? Wow.
But yeah, but right now there's only Uno and Mendelsohn are under second. Yeah, they are only one who are under second apart from each other. So there's no.
Yeah, it's not much to watch currently.
Yeah, but I have to say I don't want to say surprised, but I was, well, a little bit surprised that we did have quite clean lap, clean first lap. So that was nice to see.
Yeah, it's true. The first lap there wasn't many issues at all. Very narrow track with 18 cars on it. You'd expect carnage. I mean, even the real F1 gave carnage. But today, it's been quite nice, which is lovely to see. It's what you want to see. You want to see good, clean racing, which we do provide in the European Racing Organisation. Wink.
Yeah. And right now, I think there's no DRS for anyone. Yep.
Even Mental said no.
Yeah, but Daryl Griffin is under 1 second.
Yeah, he's caught up to Tim Lace rapidly. What happened now? I'm guessing Tim Lace must have made a mistake somewhere. Does look like he has damage. He's going very slowly. Has Tim Lace got damage?
I'm not
Oh,
seeing.
slight contact. But yeah, I don't know. He's going. Maybe those cars are just terrible. But to gain the 6 seconds in 2 laps is nothing short of a miracle. God. Apologies for my sniffling. And Tim Lace already out of DRS by 2 seconds, and that is way too slow. Yeah, Tim Lace is pitting.
Yeah, he did have damage. He's chasing his win.
And the time penalty.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. Yeast is now 4 seconds behind Naxa. And Mendelsohn has been cleared by Luno. And there's only about 2 more laps left until a safety car can come out. So no, there is really not much to talk about at all. Schranger actually, my apologies, Schranger going for an overtake on Weirman. Thank you, Etienne. I'm very sorry, I zoned out as well. We have house issues right now. People are losing their plates, they're losing their bowls, they're losing their mugs, and we need to find the perpetrator. But yeah, so Leon is now actually past Boyman. Thank you very much for tuning in for the update. And Schranger is now he's flown away from Boyman, so now I can go back to idling for tuning in. Thank you very much for ruining my slumber for that. Nestec, actually, within DRS range of Sweet Blues for the final point scoring position. Interested to see what happens here. You can't quite get an update, can't quite get an overtake as Tim Lace. It's another time penalty, but you'd expect next lap people will be able to get past and a battle will ensue. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Lux has nearly 6 second lead to Yeast, so yeah.
Yes, Emus currently, Luxa will be winning the F4 Championship today, unless Mendelsohn can gain 8 seconds. Well, 5 seconds actually. But I highly doubt that. It's just been quite a controlled race. After the first stint, I really expected this to be a dogfight. And then Laxa used all of his DRS. He broke away from the slipstream and the DRS as Yeast, and then since then Yeast just hasn't been able to get back into the fray. which is it's unfortunate. Um, yeah, we will see, and we will likely crown our champion today. And in all fairness, Ken, if we think back to the start of the season at Kota, we saw it with our own two eyes that Laxa and Mendelsohn were rapid. We knew Laxa and Mendelsohn would be our championship competitors, and thankfully we were right in our assumptions. Snoken, Yeast, Black Wolf, they put up good fights at certain points in the season.
Ooh.
Laxa actually does go very deep there, but Yeast slowing down quite significantly that lap. I'm still not sure what happened to Yeast's pace, unless they gets a 3-second time penalty. But yeah, so Laxa won the first race of the season and got fastest lap and got pole. And you even see in the first 6 rounds, Laxa had 5 pole positions. He was so fast, and that's with Luno, Snicken on the grid. As Anno gets past Daryl Whiffen for P10. But Anno still has a time penalty though, so battle not over. But then, Laxa got a podium at France. And while look, he's clearly very fast, maybe the fastest driver on the grid, some of the strategies have let him down. But since Azerbaijan, he's been on a rampage. Winning Azerbaijan, winning Japan, second in Britain as Daryl Whiffen gets a time penalty, so Anofi, Daryl Whiffen is alive now, and Dylan Haas gets a penalty. Third at Bahrain, second in Hungary. Where you go? First in Belgium after, as we mentioned, the penalty for Mendelsohn, which changed the interim, the points in between them from 58 to 72, which really changed the championship. Without that decision going Laxa's way, we would not be crowning a champion today. And Dylan House gets quite squiggly in the final corner. And then it looks very much like Laxa's going to win today as well. Mendelsohn, just as quick, a win in Hungary, second place in Belgium, second place in Japan. For most of the season, he's kept his own. But for whatever reason, it's just the points haven't come to him the same way they've come for Laxa. Yeast winning 3 races. Maybe there are races that Mendelsohn could have done a better job at. Maybe Mendelsohn was stuck behind people. For whatever reason, Laxa's been able to dominate the championship, and with 3 rounds to go, he's going to be crowned champion. When I don't know about you, Ken, but I've really thought it would be a 2-person fight. But he's kind of made this championship his own.
Yeah, like the first race of the season was pretty good for Laxa. He was dominating the US Grand Prix, but then there was few races where the strategy was quite interesting and maybe cost Laxa's few race wins, I think. But yeah, like you say, after Azerbaijan, it has been quite really good driving podiums. Yeah. Is it his getting podium since Baku?
Every race he's knocked it out of the park. That consistency there. For 5 of the first 7 races he wasn't on the podium. In the last 7, he's been on the podium every race. So it shows the upturn in form. As we follow him on for the final lap. Dylan Holst just let Spider through thinking he'd overtake in the next DRS zone, and it hasn't worked. So Spider is now firmly in provisional P5. Time penalties might put him down to P6, but this will be a fantastic race for Spider. But I don't want to focus on him, I need to focus on Spider. On his victory lap, Daryl Whiffen gets another time penalty. Kind of around the final few corners. This second half of the season has been just like this race. Pure domination. Look at him, he's weaving about, he's celebrating a bit. He knows what it means. Sweet Blues, his teammate, letting him through on the final corner. No one can stop the man. He's been absolutely incredible. And we now get to crown an F4 championship winner with 3 races to go. Linus, you've done it, sir. Congratulations to you, man. You've been a class above. And yeah, there's not much else to say there. Yeast is going to come through in P2. Very good race from him, but probably still disappointed with it. And Luno P3 rounding out your podium. Mendelson P4 still can't complain, but just not. You need to be against Linus. You need to be in your A game every single day, and it just hasn't happened for Mendelson this year. But next year on a new game, who knows? He's incredibly fast. Lax has somehow joined the session after winning it. Maybe that was the AI.
Yeah, he left the session, I think, right
As he crossed the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stranger, P5 because of time penalties, but Spider as well, P6. His only points paying position of the year so far. He's going to be very proud of that. Fifco P7. Dylan Holson Boyman, the F5 boys in Haas, both getting points. And Anno securing that final points paying position. And yeah, it's likely Swiss stack. Linus has just been incredible this year. We will be doing race interviews. Laxa didn't want to do an interview, but because won the championship, he deserves his moment to celebrate. He's been crowned. I can see on the standings he has the gold bar next to him just to confirm that he is your champion. And who knows what happens from here. Yeah, it's been really quite incredible. Fantastic drive, fantastic driver, fantastic team as well. Obviously, Sweet Blue's not with the best race today, but Aston Martin 100 points ahead of Red Bull, their competitors, even more so after today. The first team to get to, I think that they've got to 300 points before second place have got to 200 points. Pure domination. Yeah, so yeah, it's just amazing. There's not much else more to say though. Laxa and P1 have already went down the standings. Sweet Blues, Mestek, Lace, Blackwall, Freeze, Darryl Whiffin not scoring points. Not going to be happy with that. Yeah, do you want to, while I invite these people, do you want to just do your own summary of the race again?
Yeah, the laps before the safety car were quite interesting at the lead. Yeast did a quite amazing dive bomb at turn 1, that was pretty incredible. And yeah, then there was, I think, Laxi, Yeast and Nestek were in the DRS zone. And after the safety car, Laxi really saw us what is the F4 champion in Season 7. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but when Yeast joined F4, I was thinking about might be really tough between him and Laxe, but I think Laxe has improved quite rapidly.
Yeah, Luno got, sorry, not Luno, Laxa managed to get the consistency down. And those strategies, some of the strategy calls at the start of the season were frankly bizarre, but he's went more conventional recently, and yeah, what a world of good it's done for him. Really quite incredible scenes. So yeah, very fortunate there. We've now invited. So I can see your shadow. Okay. We have our first person, Luno. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Beautiful. Alright, we've got one person in the chat. Do you have any idea why Mendelson just slowed down, Luno? Because it seemed to be on par with him, and then he just, all of a sudden, he was nowhere.
No idea.
I don't know, you were on... Fair enough, you were on old tyres, and I thought, oh, well, he's going to die out at the end. But all of a sudden, no, just the pace came to you. Yeast, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And Laxa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, do I start P3 up, or do I just get to what we all want to talk about first?
Can someone check if they can hear me in the stream?
If you change the settings, you should be able to be heard now, but I will check. the YouTube channel, ERI, or European Racing Organisation, of course. Let me check the stream. I can hear you in the stream.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we are all good. So, I think for interviews I'm going to start with the championship leader, obviously. Laxa, very dominant race, but the championship means more. How do you feel, man? You just won a championship with 3 races to go in a very competitive field.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It was a pleasure to race here. I'm really thankful that I had the chance to show my skills here. It was a nice season, really well, really good. Thanks to everyone, Luno, my teammates, Yeast especially. Yeah, everyone who supported me. Thank you really very much.
No worries, and you were a class above this second half of the season. I say it as if the 3 races, as if there's not, this is the final race. This is not the final race. You've dominated the middle part of the season, really. Quite incredible speed, strategy's on point. It's been amazing to watch. This race, the first stint, it looked like there was going to be a really good battle. And then in the second stint, I don't know, your pace on the mediums was out of this world. I know I had Ken looking into it, and after 15 laps, you hadn't got a single corner cutting warning. I don't know if you got any track invalidations after those 15 laps.
Yeah, 1.
You got, 1. But
that's amazing.
That is still really good, especially at a high speed track like this, where you commit to the corner and then you just see if it works out or not. How did you feel about the race itself, though? Just the breeze?
Yeah, Yeast had a completely different setup than me, so at the first stint I tried to overtake him and get away, but it didn't work because he always got the DRS. And I knew that with the safety car I had a really good opportunity to make a move, and I tried to start as late as possible to really surprise everyone behind me. I don't know if Yeast thought that I start so late, and yeah, it worked out. I knew that I had to push quite hard and use my battery after the safety car restart, just that I get away from Yeast and he doesn't get my DRS, and yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
And I could control the pace.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if you and Yeast are aware of this, but do you know why Yeast had a slow pit stop?
Can I explain this? Because I'm furious.
Yeast, you can explain this, because...
No, I'm actually fucking sorry. I'm annoyed. I'm really annoyed about this.
You want to let the stream online, please?
Let me talk.
Explain, Yeast, for the people that may
so
not
I
aware.
come into the pits, I'm about a second ahead of Flaxer, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. Then I see teammate is in the pits as I come into the last corner. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be fine, I'm not gonna get held. Next thing I know, I get held. I'm fuming at this point.
Well, it's good, it was good teamwork.
It wasn't!
No, with Laxa. Sorry. With Laxa and Freeze. So yeah, Freeze had wing damage, which I wasn't aware of. And then we wondered why you had a slow pit stop. I thought you had wing damage at first, Yeast, until I found out it was actually Freeze. And then Laxa was like 5 seconds ahead, and it was like, okay, well that's just happened now. And then from then on, Laxa dominated. I don't know, asking both of you, if you started first, Yeast, do you think you could have kept Laxa behind?
Yes.
Ooh.
I know I could have.
Well, you did it in the first instance.
I was quicker than him until I got damage.
You had wing damage?
Yeah, I had wing damage since like the 3rd lap after safety car.
That explains your pace then, because I was quite confused why you just kind of dropped off.
With about 6 laps to go, I think, I hit the wall a bit harder and I had an orange front wing. So I did 8 laps with an orange front wing because I refused to pit because I knew I was still quick enough.
Yeah, I mean if you pitted...
But I was losing about a second and a half in the first sector every lap, but it was enough.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Were you aware of that, Laxa, because we were not on the commentary team?
Yeah, at the end I knew that he had wing damage, but I didn't knew that he had wing damage right away after the safety car.
Well, yeah, I mean, the pace, I just assumed that maybe you were amazing on the mediums, but it did look like the pace kind of dwindled away for Yeast. I did see you lose control of the car a few times. But I also thought Lax had got wing damage at certain points. And maybe that was just the internet connection, but I think on like 24, it kind of looked like you just stopped turning and just hit the wall. But if that didn't happen, that didn't happen. You survived. Yeast, we're going to move on to you now. So yeah, that pit stop strategy, obviously fantastic, and crashing into the wall, not the best. But overall, do you think the race went alright? I mean, P2 with damage is still
No, it was
pretty
a
good.
shit race. I should have won.
Pardon the French.
So sorry, I'm just really angry. Watch, please don't ban me.
Wittinia won't ban you. A
just-
bit of emotion is good.
I'm
Too
just
much
really
emotion.
upset.
Yeah, I know. We can hear the tears. P2 is still pretty good now. I don't know if Laxa has updated the championship standings. Of course, I don't expect him to, though. Don't worry, Laxa. It'd be way too soon. But if I get the standings up, you now have... No, not the constructor standings. Although Aston Martin have definitely won that. Viewers. You now have 123 points. Yeast, which actually it puts you ahead of Black Wolf. No, you have 100. Sorry, I can't count. You have 133 points, which puts you ahead of Black Wolf. You're on P3. Mendelsohn is 16 points ahead of you. And Luno, you have 62 points. You're currently, yeah, I don't know how because you're clearly faster than P9, but you're P9. But so yeah, it was. I think it was still a good race, Yeast, for you. You might disagree with me, but P2 damage. It's your fourth podium in the season.
Yeah, my season's just gone to pot since Japan, really.
Yeah,
I have
only
gone for
since
things I shouldn't have done. I've made idiot mistakes. I've crashed when I shouldn't have. I've let it get the best of me, you know. I'm thinking if I was here for the first 3 races, where could I be? I'm just reflecting on every race, you know. Austria, I could have won. Japan, if I didn't spin, could have been a good result. Silverstone is a write-off. Hungary, if I didn't have my wheel glitch, where could I be? If I didn't get killed by Black Wolf in Belgium, where could I be? In theory, I think if I didn't have, like, awful luck, I could be leading a championship at the moment, but the right person won it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
You know, yeah, it would have been good. Next season, I expect shake-ups in the standings. Like I don't know if you want to stay in F4 next year, but I think there's a good chance that you get promoted up to F3. You meet the assist bans for F3. It's same for Yeast and definitely Luno. Luno.
Do I? No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, it's the same as then in F4.
So you definitely meet the band for F3. If it's the same assists for F4.
Well, let me check. Yeah, the same assist then in F4.
Yeah, exactly. So you definitely qualify for F3 then. And Luno, I do expect to see you in F2, possibly, if you can make it, because those time trial speeds are insane. You'd blow me out of the water. Well, as long as you get some good time trials. Oh yeah, we do have a Formula 6, and we're going to have a PC4 as well, because we have so many people signing up, ready to go. But yeah, so it's looking good. I'm going to move on to you, Luno. Pole again. No real surprises there. And then, all of a sudden, you got damage. And I have to ask, was that because of the dive bomb from Yeast onto you, or was there another crash?
Yeah, I mean, when Yeast did that bomb, I got a bit of my line, and then
I wouldn't class it as a dive bomb. I was alongside when I broke. I just
You
broke.
did what?
What?
It's a dive bomb joke.
Oh.
The idea
You
of
were
doing
never
that.
alongside.
I was alongside. I'll pull my footage if you want. But...
It was a fantastic overtake either way.
Yeah, I know.
I think you were marginally alongside, but then by the end of the corner you were much further alongside, and Laxa and Luno were kind of caught in a bottleneck.
No, he
but
wasn't
yeah.
alongside, I'm sure.
Oh well, we're gonna see. Who knows? If Luno's got damage, this might be reported.
But I mean, it wasn't Jeez that gave me the damage, it was Leon. That he got a bit too close to me on the inside, and then he got stuck, and then I smashed into the wall, and the full damage, and like underfloor damage.
Underfloor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really bad.
But I mean, the first part saved me, and then I just committed to the mediums and finished with 70% tire wear. So I'm happy.
Yeah, 70% tire. I expected another safety car to come out. I thought people would wait for that. I thought you would benefit from that a lot, Luno. But then you say 70% tire wear. At the end of the race, you were at your quickest. You might have been the quickest man on track. I don't really understand where the pace come from. What? Where did I say that was wrong?
He's the fastest, quickest man on track.
Oh, like on the final few laps.
No!
No?
Even I
Laxa was
faster.
pulling 2 seconds a lap on me, and Luno was catching about 3/10.
Yeah, I was faster than Luno in the last laps.
I apologise. I've made a egregious error, clearly with my eyes. But with the final few laps, no one was battling, so I zoned out slightly. I do apologise.
Everyone was battling to keep it on track.
Oh yeah, no, it's not much. I can't really commentate. Oh, he's struggling. He's struggling. He's struggling.
Why not?
When it gets after a while, people get the memo. People are struggling. I just need to wait for people to actually crash, which didn't happen. Saudi Arabia and two retirements. Come on, guys, get better. Or worse, actually. You say that F1 will have about 6 retirements, which will be just as F1 does. So I can't wait for that. That's the only way I'm going to get points today, on Sunday. But yeah, so without that underbody damage, Luno, do you think you could have got P2? Possibly. Do you think you could have catched East?
Maybe my tires were fixed. We ran the tires the entire race, so yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Nah. Well,
Did a time at the end, so possibly.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how much the underbody... I don't even know what the underbody damage affects, in all honesty. But it could have been a better battle. But it was still an entertaining race. That first stint was electric. Leon, I know Leon crashed. Could have been on podium. Nestek crashed. Sweet Blues crashed. Freeze crashed. Black Wolf crashed. Donado crashed. Yeast crashed.
Liam?
Yes?
I need to ask Yeast one question.
Okay, shoot.
Yeast, did you got the damage because of the dive bomb?
No,
Okay.
I didn't touch you on my screen.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see any contact either, to be honest.
I mean, I
Nice.
didn't got damage, but yeah, I will upload the thing.
Is this you announcing that you're reporting something, Laxa?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, why should I?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the champion is like, no, we need to cause more pain. This is not. We have not dominated enough. But yeah, I'm just looking through. I'm wondering, is there anything else you'd like me to ask you? Is there anything on your mind aside from being champion?
Do we need to evaluate the season at the last race, sort of top 3?
You can evaluate your race, I guess.
The
Right.
race or the season? Do I have to prepare something, I mean?
No, we're not. No, I don't need
Okay.
you making a document.
PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
Not why he deserved the
No,
championship.
I will say that, so if you do come out with a full presentation, we will just ignore you.
We do
Thank
that
you,
anyway.
but because I do the summaries around here, okay? I do that. That's my job, not your job. You stick to racing. So that seems really harsh. But anyway, there's now 85 points in between you and Mendelson, so confirmation that you are now indeed the champion. 5 wins, 9 podiums. Luno got 1 win. Yeast with 3 wins. So the pace was there. But yeah, a true domination really. And I am running out of things to say. So, unless Ken, have you got any questions?
Not really, but congrats to Laxe for winning F4.
Yeah,
Really
thank you.
amazing performance.
Yeah.
Amazing
Sentiment is
performance
Yeah, thank
around
you.
the season. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been great to watch. And I think, without further ado, I'm going to do my outro now. So this has been the European Racing Organisation F4. We've crowned a new champion today, but there's still 3 more races coming up at Singapore, Imola and Monza. So stay tuned for them. There are going to be some fantastic battles. Tomorrow, if you're in the mood for a bit more racing, you'll be able to witness PCF2 at 4 PM, PSF3 at 5 PM, and PSF2 at 7 PM. And on Sunday,
No, it's 20 minutes later.
what? What is later?
Axel, stop being a
F2.
perfectionist. Let him do his outro.
No, it's true. No, I need to be honest here. Actually, this is good. Where's the calendar? Show me the calendar. All right. Let me see this calendar because the Miami.
And
GP
F1 is also later.
okay, that's actually good to know. So F2 will actually be happening at 6:20, not the usual 7 PM slot. PC F1 will be taking place on Sunday at 4 PM. But PlayStation F1, which me and Ken will obviously, as usual, be participating in for Alfa Romeo, we've got a charge for 3rd place in the Construction Championship, will be at 5:50. So we hope you enjoyed the stream. We hope the comments congratulate Axel, which I've seen a few from Ennis and so on. And yeah, without further ado, I and maybe Ken wish you goodbye. Ken doesn't wish you goodbye. Okay.
Of course, yeah. Goodbye.